Wi-Fi motion is an example of going just a little too far with tech for the sake of convenience. So Wi-Fi motion came out with Xfinity, and the whole main point of it is it's built into your router. It sends out wavelengths, kind of like a LiDAR scanner, to track your every movement to know where to disperse the signal the strongest, or to count how many people are in the room so it knows how to disperse that signal. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing against Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is ultra convenient, but I even turn off my router at night when I go to sleep because that's a lot of radiation, and even if my neighbors are not turning it off, I'm just trying to reduce it as much as possible. It's just wild how we have cell towers, we got 5G, we have Wi-Fi, radio. We have so many signals already, and all these are for convenience, right? And I could ramble on about like health implications in the future. Like, is this actually good for you? And people may be like, well, the wavelength isn't strong enough to cause. Yeah, right. That sounds a little too much. This is actually my biggest problem, is that in the terms, they say subject to applicable law, Comcast may disclose information generated by your Wi-Fi motion to third parties without further notice. Now, they're saying this is for any connection with any law enforcement investigation or proceeding, but let's be real. Like, there is always with legalese, there's always, you see what's being said and you hear what's being said, but there's always something not being said too. And we know this is eventually going to go further because most of us do not read terms and conditions and whatnot, to it just being like, hey, they're just going to track your habits and movement and like let advertisers and third parties know in general, like when you're home and like when you're actually most active, like literally in real time, as if they're going to do that anyway. But for what? Like, what kind of monitoring would they need to know like you're actually moving about at home? They already know like you're using the Wi-Fi by just having your phone out. I don't know. Like, I hope this is making sense. Like, to me, this is weird. Gives me the ABGBs. I'm like, why do you need to track movement? Like, if you have Xfinity Wi-Fi, don't opt into this. This is ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even sound like it's to truly just help you get faster internet and whatnot. How much fast, like the best thing to do is just connect the Ethernet port to your freaking phone. Like, you can do that. You can do it to your computer. That's actually going to be the fastest, most reliable way you have internet anyways. But to me, it just gives me a weird feeling. It's like, why do you need to track and monitor my movements on top of all my internet activity?